if a person is on probation, can we search his friend's backpack? Hey guys, all right, so the question from a California cop is, if a person is on probation, can we search his friend's backpack? All right, so I'm gonna do the best job I can to try to explain what's going on here. So the first thing you've got to know, okay, if you're watching this and you're not from California, is that California as a baseline has the best search and seizure rules regarding probationers and parolees. A lot of cops around the country are like, oh yeah, California is such a hard place to be a cop. They don't let you do anything. Well, that's true in many senses. I mean, they definitely have very tough laws. I guess you can say like not tough like Texas tough, but like tough for cops, right? Very pro-defendant. But when it comes to search and seizure, it actually is the best state. Nobody beats California when it comes to their search and seizure laws. And nothing is a better example than parole and probation. So in California, cops do not need reasonable suspicion to stop and search a probationer or parolee that has a Fourth Amendment waiver, right? A Fourth Amendment waiver means that as a condition of being released, they agree essentially that they can be searched at any time as long as the cop is not trying to harass the person. Okay, going back to our situation. So the cop says, "Hey, look, I'm a gang. We stopped 2 gang members in California, right? In a high crime area. We know this guy is on probation. He's with a friend, and we search him, the probationer, find nothing. So that search was okay under the Fourth Amendment waiver, but they want to get into the friend's backpack, and the probationer says, hey." To the friend, don't let him search it. That's a kind of a clue, right? And of course, these officers are not stupid. They know that, in their training experience, a lot of these gang members will have the dope, the guns, and so forth in that person's backpack. All right, so the question, of course, is, okay, can we actually search it, right? And the answer is probably not. Okay, this is where it gets a little confusing. So there's a few cases out there several cases out there where police have been allowed in California to search other people's containers because they were hanging out with a probationer. A good case is People versus Maxwell. This is a case out of December 11th, 2020. So a pretty recent case, and it's the citation is 58 Cal App 5th 456. Okay, I'll try to throw this into the description. So there, basically, what we have we have a probationer who is in a vehicle with Maxwell. They stop the vehicle. The probationer actually has warrants, so they get her out. I believe it's her. They get her out, and the Maxwell is the driver. They suspect that he also might be involved in narcotics. They end up searching a backpack that belongs to him, and under this, the fact that the probationer could have actually secreted and hid evidence there, and the court upheld it because it's reasonable to believe that if you're in a car together, that could be a location where the probationer has access and control. You have other cases where people are cohabitating, and so the probationers could be hiding stuff in other people's property. But then you have cases in California where, the cops are searching other people's property of like private areas, right? And the court said, yeah, it's possible that the probationer or parolee could access that roommate's room. It's possible. But there is no evidence that they are accessing it, right? And then for those cases, you need reasonable suspicion, right? Reasonable suspicion. Let me see if I can find a case on this. Yeah. So a case on that would be, for example, I think U.S. versus Bolivar, a case out of Ninth Circuit 2012, Motley versus Parks, Ninth Circuit 2005. So, but you're like, it's kind of confusing, right? Because it's like, okay, Anthony, in Maxwell, it's a separate container and they're in the same car. What's different? Okay, so what's different is that how closely connected to the property is the probationer, right? Being in the car is just different in kind than walking down the street with your buddy who has a backpack on, right? So, I do not see California courts upholding this notion that probationers outside of a car, walking with a bunch of friends, get stopped by the police, and everybody's containers, backpacks, purses get searched. No. Even though your trading experience is obviously, we're not stupid here, that's where they would probably hide the contraband. But I just think that this is more like the roommate in his own private room type of case than it is the passenger in a car case, right? The courts are not very clear about this. I wish they were more clear. But if you read case law from California, there is this theme going on here that you've got to have some kind of closer connection than just being around somebody, right? The car is more of a connection. Being in the living room with your buddies is more of a connection. But just being on the streets seems too tenuous for me to see a court uphold this. So if you're going to search the backpack, you're going to need, not, in my opinion, and I could be wrong, I hope I am, but I don't think so, or I wouldn't be telling you this, right? I think you're going to need something more than possibility of access. You're going to need reasonable suspicion. You are close, right? The fact that the guy's saying, don't let them search it, they're gang members, high crime area, their acquaintances. I think you are so close. Maybe you're there. Maybe the courts will say you have reasonable suspicion. Maybe they will. But if they don't say you have reasonable suspicion, I think the cop loses. I think that is a threshold issue, right? I personally, to make me sleep better at night, I would like to see a fact or two more that points the cop in not just some training experience issue, but like, hey, I do believe that there's contraband in this because of something else. The abnormal nervousness by the friend. Maybe the friend lied to the cops. It's just, begging to leave, be left alone. Something like that would help prove reasonable suspicion. But based off of these very thin facts, and the only thing I have, I think the answer is no. So to wrap up, if there's some kind of more formal connection between the people riding around in the car together, living together, that type of thing, some kind of common authority, right? Some kind of joint lawful access to the property, I think you win. But if they're just mere acquaintances walking on the street, I don't think it's going to work in California. All right, that's my opinion, and I'm sticking to it, and I hope this helps either way, right? I hope it helps either way. If you like what we're doing here, hit subscribe, hit like button, give me a comment. If you have a different point of view on it, no problem. I respect that too. All right, I'll see you guys next time.